This is Tammy, Education Consultant at IVS. I'd like to share a new feature of Smart Notebook Software 10.8. This is a new icon you'll find in your toolbar which will launch the Smart Exchange. The Smart Exchange is Smart's online database of lesson resources that you can download, modify, and use for your classroom. Getting to that Smart Exchange is now as easy as touching a button. We're simply going to select the new icon in the Smart Notebook 10.8 toolbar. It looks like a blue box with a white X in it. If you'll notice when I click on that icon, it's going to take us directly to the website, exchange.smarttech.com. Now this is a searchable resource, however, there's one more step I need to follow before I begin searching, and that's to do an initial sign up for the Smart Exchange. This just needs to be done one time. So first we're going to navigate to the Smart Exchange either by using our icon in our toolbar or navigating directly to the web address, www.exchange.smarttech.com. Once we're there, we're looking in the upper right-hand corner for a button marked Join for Free. Selecting that button brings us to a web form, and once we fill that out, we're going to select Agree and Continue to submit. At that point, you're going to be sent an email from Smart Technologies. So step 4 is going to be to go to your inbox and click the link that comes within that email. So let's take a look at that process. First, we're going to navigate to the Smart Exchange, and I'm using our new toolbar icon. It looks like a blue box with a white X in it. That takes us to the Smart Exchange, and so we're going to look in the upper right-hand corner for that button marked Join for Free. So once we select that, it's going to take us to a web form. Be sure to fill out your correct email address so you can receive that email from Smart Technologies, and then selecting Agree and Continue down at the bottom. So go to your email, click that link that's inside the email that comes from Smart Technologies, and then you'll be ready for the sign-in process. When you go to sign in, I do want to point out that there is an option, this box marked Keep Me Signed In. If you have that selected, you're going to stay signed in day after day without having to sign in daily. And then you're going to sign into the Smart Exchange. When you navigate to the Smart Exchange later, I recommend you double check that your name is in the upper right-hand corner and that you're signed in so that when you begin searching, you can download those lessons right away. So at this point, you're ready to go to begin signing in, searching your resources. And I'll just give you a brief orientation of how the Smart Exchange is set up so that you can find lessons more easily. You'll see as I scroll down that on the right-hand side, I have a thumbnail of the first page of this lesson activity that I can download. There's a description of what you're going to find inside that lesson. In the top corner, it's going to tell you that this is a Smart Notebook lesson. You will find sometimes that there are other activities that are here. For example, it might say Smart Response Question Set. This comes with the Smart Response clickers, and you can use that when you have clickers in your classroom. If you don't, we can use the left-hand panel to narrow down our results. So I recommend selecting Smart Notebook Lessons. It narrows down our 232 results to just 108 for us to search through. If you don't feel like searching through 108, one of the other things we can do in that left-hand panel is narrow down by grade level. However, I do recommend that you choose a grade above yours and below yours because these lessons are across the United States and Canada. Sometimes the lessons might be appropriate in different grade levels than they're posted as. So at this point, we can scroll down and find a lesson that looks appropriate for our classroom. We're going to select the preview button, the black bar, just to see what that lesson consists of. And as I click through these gray arrows, I can see whether or not this lesson is appropriate for my students. And if so, I'm going to choose the option down at the bottom to download this lesson. I will be prompted whether or not I'd like to open or save. I do like to choose save because that's going to prompt us for where we'd like this to be saved to so we can organize it as we download it to our computer. You will see this other option, Open in Smart Notebook Express. This is good if you're not quite sure if you want this lesson and you just like to preview it one more time, because this is a web-based version of Smart Notebook software where you can view the activities a little bit more closely. But once you download a lesson to your computer, you can now manipulate everything just like you could if you created from scratch, and you can double-click to modify, change the font color, change your wording. So now you have this activity that you can modify and make perfectly appropriate for your classroom, or you can use it as is. So hopefully you're going to find plenty of resources on that Smart Exchange that you can use. Be sure to join us again for more video tutorials. Thank you very much.